What's up, people of YouTube and Instagram and Brotherhood fans and anybody tuning in right now? It is Tuesday, and I am Will, and I'm going to be your new Tuesday guy. So, I created this project back in 2016, and I vlogged weekly very heavily when it first kind of came out and when I was first really getting into my transition, and then I kind of faded into the background. I've been around, I've been in group chats, organizing things. I've been filling the spots as they come open, and I've been in like a retransition of my transition lately, and that's brought me back to the page. So I will be with you guys on Tuesdays for the foreseeable future. I can't make any guarantees, but right now that's where I'm at. So I am currently about to go back to college. I had a semester off, so I'll be starting here in the fall. I am 21 years old, and I am from the Midwest. This week's topic is kind of like a reintroduction, but we thought we would do something fun. So we're gonna do some fun facts and odd things about us. So let's get into that. So I don't actually know how fun this is my hobby. So there's some background here. My biggest hobby right now is reading, and I'll go through those books I just showed you in a second, but super weird. This is the odd fact about it. I have never liked reading. My whole life, pulling teeth, I think I read maybe 2 required texts all through school, and recently I've really gotten into reading, and I've actually read 15 books since January. And my goal for the year is 24. Lately, I've been really rolling through them, and I've got I've read 4 books this month alone, and it's not even the end of the month. So I just wanted to share a couple of them. I post on my personal page book reviews with a few passages from the book and some little quick thoughts. Sometimes I share more. Sometimes if it's a book that maybe people aren't gonna pick up, but if I think it's something you really should pick up, then my comments are usually really brief, because I think the part about books is that when you read it, you take something away that means something to you, and if I tell you what that is, then that ruins the experience. So, disclaimer, I read nonfiction, so if you don't, you can skip this part. But a couple books. One I just finished today is this one right here. Why Are All the Black Kids Sitting Together in the Cafeteria? This book is basically compiled about different conversations to have about race. It was written by a psychologist who also works in education, and she mentions in here that she wrote the book because when she would give talks at schools and stuff, the big question would be, why are all the black kids sitting together in the cafeteria? So then she goes through it about how identity forms and mixed race households, and it's mainly about black-white relations, but there are sections in there. There's one particular chapter that is about all of the other big racial categories here in the U.S. So I really enjoyed it. I'll be posting some more thoughts on my personal page in the next couple days. Two of the other ones that I finished this month. So I finished Just Mercy, which is by Brian Stevenson. He is the founder of the Equal Justice Initiative, which works to defend the poor and the wrongly condemned. And this book is at large about one particular man who's on death row for a murder that he didn't commit, which this book meant a lot to me. I want to be a lawyer. Law school is on my future path, and I just really admire the work that he does. So if that sounds like something you're interested in, it goes through other cases as the book progresses as little in-between chapters. But the work they do is absolutely incredible, so I would recommend this to anybody. And then this is kind of a fun read. It's history and politics. These are all kind of my interest fields, but Utopia for realists. So it says here, the 15-hour work week, universal basic income, and open borders. And before you call me crazy, read this book. Rutger Bregman goes through historically how these ideas have developed from Henry Ford, and the shorter work week, Richard Nixon, and universal basic income. Like, I learned so much, and I really loved the book. So those are just a few quick things. Those are kind of my overarching interests. I read primarily nonfiction, but if you send me like a fiction recommendation or a nonfiction recommendation, I'm always looking for the next good book. So as I mentioned in the beginning, I'm in college, so I just wanted to talk about that for a minute, talk about like kind of where I'm going and where I've kind of come from. So I finished an associate's degree. I'm currently enrolled to get a bachelor's in political science. After that, my career path kind of like, I'm not really sure where it's going. Eventually, it's going to law school, but I do want to get a master's. I have an opportunity to get a master's, so I want to make sure I take advantage of that. My primary interest is in urban planning. So my primary interest with urban planning is actually what's called community development. And normally when I talk about urban planning, most people don't really know like somebody does that. So like, for example, with community development, like looking at economic and community development points to try to improve people's lives. And it's called urban planning, but it's not just about like inner cities, although that's where my interest is, but it also covers like rural neighborhoods, suburban areas, everything in between. Like, if it has people and it is a city, then there's probably some sort of urban planning aspect that's involved with that. So that's where I'm going for my master's, and then like I said, eventually I want to go to law school. That's kind of in the works. You can talk to me about it. I'm like a huge nut when it comes to like higher ed. So that's just like a little quick educational background about me. Okay, this little guy just woke up, but I just wanted to do a quick video show of this little guy. Huge part of my life and a huge fun fact, but I am a corgi dad. This is my little guy. This is Fitzgerald. I actually have an older dog. She'll be 2 in September. She's upstairs sleeping right now. I just woke him up so he could go to the bathroom. I'll go put him back. But I love corgis. I love these dogs. These dogs are the smartest, like, best dog I've ever had in my whole life. He is not so much, but he will be. I love the breed. Yeah, so that really kind of sums me up. I'm a student. I work in IT. I'm a huge tech person. If you have like some technology gadget that you're not telling me about, tell me about it, because I want to know. But I have my dogs, I do my reading, go to work, and go to school, and that's pretty much it. But mainly, I'm a big people person. So, like I said, I will be with you guys on Tuesdays from here on out. If there's anything that you have that, you know, any concerns you have, questions, comments, let me know. Super receptive, super willing to talk to anybody. You can follow me personally. I'll put that right here. Follow us on Instagram. Put that right there. It's the same as our YouTube, Brotherhood, the 7 for the T. I will see you guys next week. Bye.